boys! Full day of eating on a bulk. Easy, simple, high calorie, high protein. Bro, this is the easiest bulking diet you will ever find in your entire life. If you want to follow this bulking diet, watch this video and see what I'm eating to bulk up this winter. Okay, getting straight into it. Everything you're gonna need for meal one is 100 grams of salmon. You can replace this for bacon medallions if you like, because salmon is a little bit expensive. You're gonna need some eggs, you're gonna need some apples, and you're gonna need some sourdough bread. Okay, so this Jason sourdough bread is honestly my best friend. Honestly, this guy, he's a fucking top bloke, honestly. He's a fucking top bloke. But pretty much, this is sourdough bread. Now, you probably know what sourdough bread is, but essentially, it's bread that is made up of 3 or 4 ingredients or something like that. Because if you look at the ingredient panel on bagels, mate, oh my God, it's got about 300 ingredients in there. And like, I don't want to sound like an absolute like clean food artist, because you know me, that's not me. I literally love triple cheeseburgers. I absolutely slam them every single weekend. But I don't know, the bagels, they're just not cutting it for me. So I've switched to this Jason sourdough bread, and honestly, it's actually really enjoyable. Like, it tastes way better than bagels. It digests really easy as well. So Jason sourdough bread, yeah. All right, so we're gonna go for 2 pieces of Jason sourdough bread. Now, there is one problem with Jason sourdough bread, right? So, because they cut it like this, you can have 1 piece that's like this, right? Just a little tiny little chode. Then you can have 1 piece like this, which is like an absolute Johnny Sins monster. So you need to kind of decide like how much you're gonna be having that day. You can almost weigh it. I know it's a little bit like, it's a bit triad, but what I do, I just start from the bottom to the top. So I start with the big pieces, so I get 2 big pieces, or 1 big piece, split it in half, and then I'll probably get 1 little guy, pop him in there, and then I'll see if I got another little guy. He's just not fitting in there, so gonna do a little cut there, little cut, bang, bang, bang. Pop him in, and this little guy here, I don't know, maybe I'll go down to the park and feed that to the ducks later. But anyway, 2 pieces of Jason sourdough bread in, it's about, let's say it's anywhere between 150 to 200 grams of bread. So 150 to 200 grams of bread, pops in the toaster, mate. Then we're gonna scramble 3 eggs. I'm not gonna show you how to scramble eggs, mate, come on. You know how to fucking scramble eggs, all right? All right then, boys, here is meal number 1. We have 3 eggs. Why have I got myself another fork? I'm not sure. We have 3 eggs, we have 100 grams of salmon, we have about 150 to 200 grams of sourdough toast, and we have 1 apple for health. Now, as you can see, this is quite a high-fat meal. Now, the way I like to do things during my bulk is to really prioritize hormones, really keep that testosterone high, and just make sure I'm feeling as good as possible during this bulk. So, obviously, healthy fats are what helps to, you know, help your balls, mate, all right? They help your testicles produce that testosterone, they keep your hormones good. So I like to start my mornings with a lot of healthy fats. So we've got obviously fats from the egg yolk, we've got fats from the salmon, and yeah, and then we've got a little bit of carb, we've got a nice little apple for the health, and this is exactly what I've been having pretty much every single morning. Now, like I said, salmon is a little bit expensive, so you can just opt to have like 4 bacon medallions, which is gonna be about the same amount of calories, same amount as protein. Obviously, you're not gonna get like, you know, the fatty from the fish, because, you know, fatty fish oils, they're good for you, mate, all right? So anyway, this is meal number 1. We're also gonna be having 1 krill oil and 1 multivitamin and 1 vitamin D3. So that is absolutely everything I'm having right now for this meal. Calories and macros on screen here. And let's give it a little try, mate. Now, the reason why I say the meal's so easy, okay, is because you don't have to cook the salmon. You literally put the salmon, or you put the salmon on first and then you put the eggs over the top, and the eggs will actually warm up the salmon so it's not like completely cold. It's delicious. If you haven't tried eggs and salmon, I highly recommend it. Meal number 1, easy as you like. All right, boys, meal number 2 coming in hot. Now, meal number 2 is the most important meal of the day because it's the meal we're having before we train. It's our pre-workout meal. Now, the reason why it's so important is because obviously it's the meal we're having before we train. We wanna have a good session, we wanna have as much energy as possible, we want pumps as possible, and we want it to digest well in our stomachs as well as possible. So, this meal that I've been having, I've probably been having it for the last 2 weeks before I train. It is absolutely amazing. It is one of the best, easiest, digestible meals I've ever had in my entire life. Genuinely, when I have this before I train, I just feel like my pumps are good, my energy's good, and my stomach is just feeling absolutely on top of the moon. So, the meal is Greek yogurt with some frozen blueberries, some protein powder, Code JDaverFit, by the way, and this is pistachio flavor. And some cereal, curiously cinnamon to be precise. Okay, you are gonna want some scales for this meal because I do like to be quite precise. Now, the yogurt that we're using is Fazer. I'm not really sure how to pronounce that. Someone let me know in the comments how to pronounce that. But we're gonna be using 300 grams of this Greek yogurt. It's completely unflavored, so it's literally got no flavor to it. By itself, it is very, very sour. Like, it really does taste very, very sour. Like, honestly, if you can eat Greek yogurt without any like protein powder or any flavorings in it, you're an absolute G, because it tastes very sour. Like, probably one of the most sour things I've ever tasted in my life. So we're gonna be going for 300 grams of Greek yogurt, which has about 30-ish grams of protein. I believe the actual macros are 27 grams of protein. I believe it's got 9 grams of protein per 100 grams of yogurt. So it's actually very, you know, like, that's pretty fucking solid. Now, for flavor and a little bit of protein, we are gonna be adding some protein powder. Now, this is genuinely mostly for flavor, because Greek yogurt by itself, like I said, is the most sour thing of all time, but it also makes the meal get up to about 50 grams of protein, which is really nice. So we're gonna go 1 scoop of protein powder, which is 34 grams to be precise. Now, watch how well this protein powder blends into the yogurt. Honestly, you're looking at it right now, you're thinking, Joel, this is gonna be the most driest thing you've ever had in your entire life. You get whisking, mate, you get whisking, and just literally look how well it blends in. It's almost like Greek yogurt and protein powder were meant to be. They're just the perfect couple, because look, you can already start to see, this is just blending in so extremely well, and you just do, I don't know, about 10 seconds of whisking, and literally there you go, you can already see it's completely blended in, and it makes it really nice and thick, and it's almost like an ice cream. Genuinely, protein powder, Greek yogurt is just, it's fucking amazing, mate. Then we're gonna add in some frozen blueberries. Now, I definitely recommend using frozen blueberries, not because they taste better, well, they do taste better, but because you can store them in the freezer and they never go off. Because if you just get normal blueberries, put them in the fridge, then bro, they're literally just gonna go off in like a few days. So make sure you get them frozen fruit for this meal, because you can literally store it in your freezer for as long as you want, and they're always gonna taste good and they're always gonna taste nice. So we're gonna go for about 75 grams of frozen blueberries. We've actually got way more than 75. We've got 97 grams of blueberries in there, and there's only a couple left, so you might as well have all of them. So we've actually got 127 grams of blueberries. Oops. And now we're gonna go for the bit which is gonna make this bulking diet not clean, because we are gonna have some cereal. Now, look, I know I said this is a clean bulking diet, but we're not gonna eat 100% clean real foods the entire day, because realistically, that is not sustainable and that is boring as fuck. Man wants some cinnamon toast, all right? So we're gonna be having some cinnamon, well, it's actually called Curiously Cinnamon. We're gonna be having some Curiously Cinnamon. We're gonna go for probably about 50 grams of this, which is, that equates to about, how many carbs is that? Well, 30 grams, per 30 grams you've got 22 grams of carbs. So we're going for about 60 grams, which is gonna be about, let's call it 50 grams of carbs. So we're gonna go for 60 grams of cereal in here. And there you have it. There is my pre-workout meal. We've got 60 grams of cereal, we've got 300 grams of Greek yogurt, we've got about 125 grams of blueberries, and we've got 34 grams of protein powder. Calories and macros on the screen right here. And let's eat this meal. Now, one of the reasons I actually really like this meal is because 1, it digests super well. 2, it's got fast acting carbs in there, so I don't really have to wait too long for it to digest. Like, I can go to the gym within about 45 to an hour and the meal is gonna be digested and I'm gonna be feeling ready to train. And it just tastes really good. Like cinnamon, yogurt, and protein powder, like, it's a good ass meal, okay? So this is my pre-workout meal. Really simple. Like I said, this is a simple bulking diet. Everything that I've made so far is just so easy to put together. If you're low on time, you've got a busy job, or you're going to school, like this is just a simple bulking diet. It's really easy, really fast, and bro, it's tasty as well. So this is my pre-workout meal. I'll see you when we get into the gym. All right, boys, we've got some pre-workout here. We've got arms today. Super excited to train. Literally gonna get this straight down the system. Let's go train.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah. No, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Turns to sun rays, and on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
All right, boys, post-workout meal is very simple. It's literally just chicken and rice. I got a lot of chicken chopped up here, 300 grams to be precise, but I'm only having 150 grams because the boy behind the camera is gonna have the other 150 grams. So, as you can see, literally got chicken. You can either do it in the air fryer or you can do it in the pan. Personally, I just prefer to do it in the pan. We're gonna do very low olive oil because we don't wanna have a lot of fats post-workout because we wanna absorb it as quickly as possible. So it's literally chicken and rice. I'm literally gonna make it. Bro, can you just piss off? Yeah, to be fair, I actually really like it when my dog's hot breath is all over my chicken. It actually makes it quite enjoyable. Anyway, right, we're gonna cook this up and then I'll see you in a sec, bro. Okay, so the rice we're gonna be having is this VT rice. Now, the reason why I say this is such a simple, clean, full day of eating is because literally, bop, 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 put it in the microwave, 1 minute, it's done. Now, obviously, I know you boys know what microwave rice is, but a lot of microwave rice comes out really quite disgusting. But this is some of the fluffiest stuff you will ever see in your entire life. I promise you, this is unreal microwave rice. Thai jasmine, VT, veti, whatever you want to call it. It's just, it's ridiculous, mate. I mean, look at that, mate. That's fluffy. That's fucking sexual. It's literally so fluffy and it's so good, mate. Literally, I'll just head over to my good friend Spoon. And can I just show you a bit of this fluff, by the way? Just look. Oh, it's so nice and fluffy. Literally, 100 grams of rice, about 150 grams of chicken, calories and macros on screen here. That's literally meal number 3, post-workout meal. Nothing too crazy, very, very simple. Last meal of the day, tell a fella come see me. Boy, you know I'm magic on the steak, Houdini. All right, boys, so the last meal of the day is a voluptuous steak, which I've seasoned with salt, pepper, and garlic powder. Now, obviously, I don't have steak every single night. I normally have mince on my last meal, but, you know, I was feeling a little bit bougie tonight, so we've gone for a steak. We're also gonna be having both of these packets of rice, so that's 200 grams of rice, and we're also gonna be having an apple, because I really like apples at the moment. They just taste really, really good. So, steak. Now, I'm not the best steak cooker in the world, but let's see how this comes out, okay? Yeah. JDaver cooked this steak good or bad? I don't like it too undercooked, but I do like it a little bit. You know, I'd say like a medium rare. Oh, I don't know about that. I think that's a bit too undercooked in my opinion. Huh?
I would have thought so, because it's quite chewy. It's quite chewy.
Huh? Don't know if I know that's how people like it, but I don't know.
No, that's probably about right.
I mean, it's not going to do any harm to me, obviously. But I mean, I don't know if I'm a fan. Can you boys see that? The last meal of the day, steak and rice. Now, for a Fortnite gamer like myself, I might think this is slightly undercooked for my preferences. Now, I know that actually doesn't really give you any harm eating like steak that's a bit undercooked, but it kind of cringes me out a little bit. Like, I don't know if you can see, but this is what we're working with. It's probably not going to focus. I mean, it's pretty rare, you know, but. And yeah, that's my full day of eating. Calories and macros on screen here for the meal. So yeah, I'll see you later, boys. Love you.